comfortable seat. So find a seat on your mat. And I always like to take a minute, kind of move side to side, find a sense of grounding and rooting through my sit bones. And then if there's any stretches or wiggles that feel good, just take a moment to kind of explore. Maybe you roll your head around, roll your shoulders around. And then as you are ready, just settle into stillness. So sit up nice and tall with length through your spine, length through the back of your neck. Soften through your face. So let the muscles in your face just relax. Keep your shoulders nice and broad, but allow your shoulders to just melt down away from your ears. And then you choose where you want to place your hands. Just be intentional. So hands on your lap, hands to your heart, one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. And then close your eyes. And let's just drop in with 3 great big deep breaths. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the very, very top in fullness. See if you can even sip in just a little bit more. And then exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. And as you fill up, just feel that prana, that life force energy moving into all the little spaces inside of you. Hold, take a moment, and when you're ready, open mouth sigh, let it go. And then one more time. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning, and especially in the morning, I think it feels so good to take these big deep breaths. So think of just waking your body up with this breath. Hold in fullness. And in your own time, just your big, huge exhale, sigh it out. And then as you're ready, start to cultivate, start to engage your Ujjayi breath. So lips are sealed. Your breath moves in and out through your nose, but it comes from a much deeper place. So it's coming all the way down from your diaphragm, and you're really hearing it and feeling it as it moves through the back of your throat. So sometimes people even call it a Darth Vader breath. So see if you can make that whisper noise with your breath, that oceanic sound. And then each time you breathe in, can you take your inhales all the way down into your low belly and your low back? Can you feel the expansion there? Each time you exhale, can you take your exhales all the way to emptiness, all the way to the very, very bottom? So take a moment, just simply sitting. So right here, right now, this is your morning seated meditation. So sit, breathe, observe, connect with your own internal rhythm. And as you do so, you're connecting with this present moment. So everything else in your life, for now, all of that just gets to fall away. Focus on your breath, focus on your body, focus on what's going on inside. And then no rush at all, so stay here for as long as you'd like. But when you feel ready to bring in some movement, take your breath with you and transition onto your hands and your knees. So eventually find your tabletop position and then just start to explore in your own way. So anything that calls to you. And if you practice with me often, you're used to doing this by now. But my challenge for you, or my invitation for you, is try to do something a little bit different. So a lot of times we kind of figure out what our patterns are, what our habits are, and that's just where we automatically go. So today, see if you can feel into your body, maybe in a way that you haven't before. So maybe you come up to your fingertips today, or maybe you spin your fingers back to face your knees. Try taking your cat-cows with your fingers facing back towards your knees. Maybe you just want to sit back into a child's pose, and you could walk your hands off one side of your mat, take a couple breaths there, and then the other side, take a couple breaths there. So lots of different ways in which you can explore. So go wherever feels good, but then see if you can go even deeper. So get out of your comfort zone, move in ways that maybe you didn't even realize your body could move. Take about 4 or 5 more breaths here. And just notice, how does your spine feel this morning? How do your shoulders feel? How does your neck feel? And then absolutely no rush, but eventually from here, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So you can get there whenever you are ready. And as you do move into your down dog, do so with awareness, of course. So everything in yoga we do with awareness, rather than just popping up into your down dog and tuning out and starting to think about what you've got to do today. Get into your down dog slowly. Feel into your hands. Spread your fingers wide. Feel into the strength in your shoulders. So see if you can rotate your shoulders out away from your ears, create more space between your shoulders, and then lift your hips really high by engaging more through your core. So like I always say, imagine you've got that invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up, it's tugging back. So rather than feeling like all of your weight is coming down into your hands, imagine you can literally move energy up into your center. So you're taking energy from the ground and lifting it up. Your core is doing the work here. Your body is at its most efficient point. So you're using all parts of your body working together to support yourself in this posture. You're even using your breath. If it feels good, you can walk it out. You can shift your hips from side to side, shake your head yes or no. So just exploring from this new position. And I say new, and I know you've all been here probably hundreds or even thousands of times before, but right now in this moment, this is a new pose, so feel into it as if it's the first time you've ever been in down dog. What sensations are there? What feels good? What feels challenging? What feels tight? What feels open? And then can you feel those big deep breaths moving through you? Let's take one more full round. And then at the end of your exhale, just slowly crawl your hands to the back of your mat until you find yourself in a forward fold. So eventually all of your weight will come into your feet. Feet should be about hips width distance apart. All 10 toes face forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. So pause in your spinal extension. And then bend your left knee a lot. Bring your left fingertips to the ground underneath your chest. Reach your right arm to the sky, a little twist. So try to stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot, but then imagine you're trying to pull your right hip back. So get your right leg as straight as you can. Twist from your center. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. Take one more deep breath. Use your exhale to work your twist. End of your exhale, unwind, and we'll switch sides. So right knee bends, right fingertips on the ground, left arm to the sky. Stay rooted through your left big toe mound and pull your left hip back, straighten your left leg, reach up, try to touch the sky with your left fingertips. One more breath. End of your exhale, release, and let's just take a nice easy ragdoll pose for a moment. So grab opposite elbows, kind of let your upper body swing or sway or bob. Let your head be heavy and let your neck relax completely. Soften through your face. Soften through your jaw. So notice if you're clenching and see if you can let go. Take one more full round. End of your exhale, release your elbows and inhale, halfway lift. One more time. Exhale, fold. Now crawl your hands forward to the top of your mat. Find yourself in a plank position. So top of a push-up. Spread your fingers wide. push the ground away with your hands. Draw your belly button in and up. If you want to come to your knees at any time, that is just fine. Take a big, huge inhale. And then as you exhale, lower halfway down, strong through your arms, strong through your belly. Inhale, press back up, high plank. And listen, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips, press them back. Inhale again, come forward, high plank. See if you can come way forward, strong your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway down. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, take it back to down dog. Ha. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. This time, exhale slow as you can go all the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. So lift your chest using back strength rather than arm strength. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tips of your elbows point straight back. Now bring awareness into your lower body. Press down firmly into your toenails. So spread your toes and try to press your toenails through your mat. Make your pelvis heavy against the ground and imagine you want to lift your belly button up away from the earth. It won't happen, but create that action. Now keep all of that and see if you can float your hands up. Reach your hands back towards your heels. Turn your palms either to face each other or to face down towards the ground. Bend your elbows and try to squeeze your elbows closer together behind your back. So as you do that, you want to feel your mid-back muscles fire and hug around your spine. See if you can lift just a bit higher. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release, let it go. Ha. Spider-Man Cobra. Bring your hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, take a twist to the right and dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come through center, lift your heart. Exhale, twist to the left, dip your right shoulder down. Good, slowly with breath. Inhale, back to center. And one more time each side. Feel into that mobility through your shoulders, through your spine. Try not to rush, so big, deep breaths. Slow, intentional movement. Eventually an inhale brings you back to center. And with your exhale, let it go. However you want to get there, we'll meet back in down dog. So you can move through a reverse push-up, through tabletop, child's pose, completely up to you. Once you're back in down dog, give yourself about 3 to 5 rounds of breath. So any movement that calls to you, or maybe this time, you just want to find stillness. Feel the movement of your breath inside. Feel that expansion and contraction, that rise and fall. And there's so many little teeny tiny micro adjustments you can make without even really moving your physical body on the outside. So I would not be able to see any difference, but you would feel it on the inside. So play with those. I think the longer you practice yoga, that's where your aha moments start to come in. So it goes from when you start yoga, it's these big, huge adjustments that make these big, huge differences. And then after you've been practicing for years and years, it's these teeny, tiny little micro adjustments that make these big, huge differences. So rather than tuning out because you've been in down dog 1,000 times before, tune in and see what is left that you can still discover. There's always more. Take one more big inhale. Lift your sit bones higher, lengthen more through your side bodies. Exhale this time, look forward, step, tiptoe, or hop. Top of your mat, forward fold. Once you've arrived, find your halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet, lead with your heart, rise to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach up. And then exhale, chair plane. So bend your knees, sit back, swing your arms back, and then you can kind of hinge forward, but rather than rounding your spine, keep a lift in your heart like you're doing a little baby cobra pose. Bend your elbows. So just like we did when we were laying on our bellies, bend your elbows. Imagine they're magnetized. Try to squeeze them closer together behind you. Good. Now from here, see if you can keep all of that, but just float up to your tiptoes. So heels lift super high, ankles super strong. Take one more round. Stay on your toes if you can. Inhale, high mountain. So all the way up, as tall as you can grow. And stay on your toes if you can. Exhale, slow swan dive down. Keep a little bend in your knees as you dive. Inhale, heels on the ground for your halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Take an inhale at the top of your push-up. So press the ground away. Exhale, chaturanga, slowly with control. Inhale, back bend variation of your choice. So lift your heart, keep a tone in your low belly. Try to keep your shoulders back and down. And then from here, you guys, just hands and knees, just tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders, spread your fingers wide, knees under hips. Really push down through your palms, feel your arms get strong. Draw your belly button in and up so your belly's not dropping, and then back of your neck is long, so gaze down. Now from here, take your right arm forward and your left leg back, spinal balance. So reach actively through your fingertips, press actively through your back foot, keep drawing navel to spine. So think of one strong, straight, powerful line. Take one more inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. So curl in, round, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen. Now listen, exhale, right arm to the right, left leg to the left, zigzag. You can bend your elbow or your knee to modify. Take a full round of breath, hold here. See if you can lift higher and reach further. Inhale, back to center, so forward and back, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee, one more time, curl in. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen it out. Exhale, set just your right hand down. Pivot on your right knee so your right foot comes to the outside of your mat like a little kickstand. Left arm to the sky. Modified side plank. So press your hips gently forward and then reach your left arm towards the top edge of your mat or past the top edge of your mat. So lengthen through your left side. Perfect place to stay, your final option. Bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, turn your heart to look up at the sky. Tone your low abdominals, back muscles hug around your spine. Take 2 more full rounds of breath, your fullest expression. Good job, you guys. Now listen carefully. End of your next exhale, if you're holding onto your left foot, re-extend. And then set your left foot down firmly. So your left foot is suction cup to the ground. You're going to press into your right hand and your left foot, lift your right knee, and extend your right leg forward. So you can either hover it above the ground like I'm doing, or outer edge can come down, and that'll give you a little more support, a little less intensity. Lift your hips high. If your right foot is hovering, see if you can lift your right foot higher. Take just 2 more breaths. Nice work, my friends. End of your next exhale, plank position. So both hands to the ground, both feet to the ground. Come to your knees if you want to modify. Inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale takes you back, downward facing dog. Now listen. From your down dog, walk your feet out to the width of your mat, so feet come out nice and wide. You might walk your feet forward just an inch or so, not much. So I want you to keep the length in your spine, the lift in your hips. Now take your right hand to grab the outside of your left ankle. If you can't reach your ankle, back of your calf or back of your knee is fine. Get as low as you can. Keep your left shoulder plugged into the socket really strong. Left arm really powerful, and then each time you exhale, use the leverage of your right hand against your ankle to twist. Gaze underneath your left armpit. Take about 2 or 3 more breaths. Feel that twist coming from your center. Keep lifting your hips, lengthening your spine. Good work, you guys. End of your next exhale, release. Just regular down dog. So you can adjust your feet, walk it out for a moment. And then on an inhale, right leg reaches back and up. So really lengthen, stretch, pull yourself apart. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, or higher if you can get there. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to your nose. Keep your hips as high as possible. Step your right foot through, lunge. Rise up to your crescent lunge as you're ready. So take a moment, find stability through your legs. Nice, you guys. Root down through your feet firmly, so like you're trying to drive your feet down, and then pull your right hip back, left hip forward ever so slightly. Tone your low abdominals. Lift your heart. Reach through your fingertips. Take one more in-breath. Exhale. Bring your right hand, just your right hand, down to your right thigh. Push your hand into your thigh and reach your left arm even higher. Now start to reach your left arm over to the right, so you're lengthening through your left side body. Feel that length from left fingertips all the way down into your left leg, the front of your left hip. We're going to use this length to work into our twist. So take one more big inhale, and as you exhale, hinge at your hips, lean forward, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh, hands to prayer. Press your palms together. Lengthen your spine. Twist from your center. Imagine you're trying to lift your belly button up away from your front thigh. If this feels like too much, left hand on the ground inside your right foot, right arm to the sky is perfect. Take about 2 or 3 more deep breaths. So each time you exhale, work your twist. Keep your legs strong. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Keep your spine long. Feel that twist coming from your belly button. Take just one last round. See if you can twist just a little bit further. So twist to your edge. End of your exhale, unwind. Bring your hands to the ground and walk them all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out both legs. Inhale to a halfway lift, spinal extension. Pause here for just a moment. Bring a little micro bend into your knees and imagine you're really trying to stick your butt way out behind you. Spine is long, top of your head reaches forward. Now see if you can reach your arms out to the right and to the left, palms face down. So imagine you're trying to press the backs of your hands up towards the sky as you press your chest down towards the ground. Feel your back muscles hug around your spine. Feel the connection to your center, belly button draws in and up. If you can, straighten your legs all the way by pressing the tops of your thighs back and broadening through your sit bones so your legs feel strong. Your quads, the fronts of your thighs are engaged. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, release. Wide-legged forward fold anywhere you want to go, about 5 breaths. Slow, expansive, spacious inhales, and then long, strong, powerful exhales all the way to emptiness. With each exhale, see if you can dive just a little bit deeper, fold just a little bit further from the inside. So use your breath. It's your greatest tool in your yoga practice. It's your greatest tool to unlocking more space inside your body. Last couple rounds. Feel free to exhale out your mouth if you want. All right. Next time you breathe in, come back to a halfway lift. This time just leave your fingertips on the ground. Crawl your hands to the top of your mat and rotate your toes to face forward. So here you are back in your low lunge. Now from here, we're going to come into a variation of Warrior 3. So start to crawl your hands forward towards the top edge of your mat or off the top edge of your mat. Back leg floats up. So think of a long, strong, straight line from the top of your head back to your left heel. Hips are square. If you have blocks at home, you can use them under your hands. If you don't have blocks, you want to use books or water bottles or anything like that, you're welcome to. I just have my fingertips on the ground. So we're going to keep our left hand down. Bring your right hand to the crease in your right hip. So right where your leg meets your upper body. Think of taking that skin that's on the inside of your hip. So take it with your right hand, roll it out, and push it back. So as you do that, you should feel your upper body automatically kind of turns to the right. Work that twist. Continue to twist to the right and eventually reach your right arm to the sky. Revolved half moon. Back leg stays strong and powerful. Press with your back foot. Reach through your back leg. Spine stays long, twist from your center. If you want to, see if you can gaze up at your right hand. Take 2 more breaths. Use your exhales to twist, twist, twist. End of your next exhale. Keep your back leg lifted. Unwind your upper body. So right hand comes down to the ground or to a block or a book or a water bottle. Left hand up to your left hip. We're opening up into regular half moon. So peel your left hip open. Let it stack on top of right. Good job, you guys. And then eventually left arm to the sky. Nice. Back leg strong. See if you can lift it higher. You can choose to stay here or bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. So it's just like we did in our modified side plank. Now we're balancing on one foot, no big deal. Wherever you're at, 2 more rounds, 2 more big deep breaths. Good, you guys, so just feel into your pose. Find your fullest expression. If you're holding onto your left foot, slowly release, re-extend. Everybody take 1 more great big huge inhale. And then exhale, tuck and curl. So bring your left foot down to meet your right foot. Big toes touch. Bend your knees. Butt towards the ground, little tiny potato bug ball. So you can keep your hands down to help with your balance here. Or if you want, you can wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins and give yourself a great big squeeze. Breathe into your back body. Stretch your back ribs, that space between your back ribs with each inhalation. And then each time you exhale, see if you can draw your belly button all the way back, pull it up. That's your Uddiyana Bandha, your core lock, as we call it in yoga. So connect with that deepest part of yourself, your very, very center. Take 2 more rounds here. Next time you inhale, halfway lift. So heels on the ground, spine parallel to the earth. Exhale, fold, bow in. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Inhale, big, huge, full body stretch, lengthen. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, so you inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. And then this time, you should have your feet together, your big toes touching, little gap in between your heels. Nice job. All right, so stay here if you want to. Here's your next option. Reach your arms straight forward so they're parallel to the ground. Lift up to your tiptoes. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, squeeze your inner thighs. Lower your hips down to your heels. Inhale, come back up. Don't straighten your legs all the way. Squeeze through your inner thighs. 2 more. Exhale, slowly lower, just like you're lowering down an elevator. Inhale, back up. Little bend in your knees. And 1 more time. Exhale, hips to heels. Squeeze your inner thighs. This time, inhale, high mountain. So all the way up, reach up. Stay on your tiptoes if you can. Exhale, slow dive. It's helpful if you try to move your inner thighs back, wide, and apart as you dive. Heels on the ground for your halfway lift. Breathe in. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up, come to your knees if you'd like. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, back bend of your choice, and you can give yourself an extra breath or two, might feel nice. Maybe move just a little bit. And then we'll meet again on hands and knees, tabletop. So as you're ready, come to all fours. Spread your fingers wide, push down through your hands. So as you're pushing down through your hands, you should feel your arms get strong. So it doesn't just feel like you're sinking into your elbows and your wrists. You're actually using muscles in your arms. Draw your belly button in and up so it doesn't feel like your belly is just dropping and giving out. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Gaze down at the ground. And then keep all of that alignment. Left arm forward, right leg back, spinal balance. So you're not trying to make a smiley face shape from your fingertips back to your toes. You're going for one strong, straight, powerful line. Draw your belly button in and up and think of breathing down into your low back. Notice if anything happened to your right arm, that arm that's against the ground, so your right hand is pressing down. Press down more firmly and feel the power in your right arm. Take one more inhale. And exhale, elbow to knee like you're moving through molasses. Curl in, hollow out. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, zigzag, so left arm to the left, right leg to the right. Elbow or knee can bend to modify. Full round of breath. Reach higher and further, so lift higher, reach further. Inhale, come back to center. Pull yourself apart. One more time, elbow to knee as you exhale. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, set your left hand down. Pivot on your left knee so left foot comes to the outside of your mat. Right arm to the sky, modified side plank, open it up. So right foot is active. Think of karate chopping the air with your right leg. Reach your right arm forward, past the top edge of your yoga mat. If it feels like your butt's sticking out behind you, squeeze your outer left glute and press your hips forward. Now choose to stay here or final option, bend your right knee, reach back. Grab hold of your foot, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. See if you can slowly look up at the sky and let your heart follow. 2 more deep breaths. Keep kicking your foot into your hand, pulling your hand back into your foot. Tone your low belly, feel your back muscles hug around your spine. Now listen, if you are holding onto your right foot, release it. Everybody set your right foot on the ground, so your toes point towards the right side of your mat. And then your foot is suction cupped to the ground. Reach your right arm forward if it's not already. Now, press into your right foot and your left hand. See if you can lift your left knee up and extend your left leg through. If you need a little extra, just less intensity, a little modification, a little extra support, outer edge of your left foot can come to the ground. Otherwise, left foot hovers, lift it higher. Lift your hips higher. Breathe deeper, soften your face. Take one more full round of breath. Lift, 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 so much strength. And let's meet in a plank position. So both hands, both feet down. You can bring your knees down if you want. Big inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower. Inhale, lift your heart. Feel free to take an extra breath or two if you'd like. And then we'll take it back to down dog. From your down dog, feet to the width of your mat. Maybe walk your feet forward just a teeny tiny bit. So sometimes they say walk your feet forward and all of a sudden people are in a forward fold. I want you to stay in your down dog. Just bring your feet in ever so slightly. You're still lengthening your spine and lifting your hips. Left hand reaches back to grab the outside of your right ankle. So outside of your ankle, not inside. And then if that's too much, you can grab the outside of your calf or the back of your knee. Keep your right shoulder strong, plugged into the socket. Press down firmly with your right hand, and then each time you exhale, see if you can twist and gaze underneath your right shoulder. 2 or 3 more breaths. Spine long, hips lifted, belly strong. Big Buddha belly breaths. Nice work, you guys. End of your next exhale. Let it go. Unwind. Regular down dog. So adjust your stance. Take just a moment to walk it out. All right, from your dog pose, next inhalation, left leg to the sky. So stretch it out, lengthen. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, or as high as you can get on your arm. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And then last one, exhale, left knee to your nose. Keep your hips as high as you can. Scoop out your belly, step your left foot forward. When you're ready, crescent lunge, rise up. So strong and stable through your legs, square through your hips. Nice poses, you guys. Tone your low abdominals, lift your chest. Take your arms to the sky. Take a moment and just feel, just breathe. Just observe this posture in your body this morning, how it feels. Observe your breath. Observe where you tighten up, where you tense up. Let's take one more inhale. With your exhale, just your left hand comes down to your left thigh. Push your left hand down. Reach your right arm higher. Now start to reach your right hand over to the left so your right side body lengthens. Your legs stay strong. Think of pulling left hip back, right hip forward even more. So feel all that length in your right side. Breathe into it. We're going to use it now. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, hinge at your hips. Twist right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. And then hands to prayer. Push your palms together. If that bothers your wrist, you can make a fist with your right hand. Press your left palm into that fist. And then as you push your palms together, twist. Imagine you're trying to pull your belly away from your front thigh, your left thigh. Keep your spine long. Rather than gazing back behind you, gaze straight to the left or even slightly forward. Back leg stays strong. Squeeze your inner thighs. This is too much. Right hand can come down inside your left foot, left arm to the sky. Wherever you're at, give yourself 2 or 3 more rounds. So use your exhales to work your twist. Feel that ringing out from your center. Use your inhales to create more length, more space. Last round. Awesome job, you guys. End of your exhale. Take it all the way to empty and then unwind. Wide-legged fold, right side of your mat. So walk your hands all the way over to the right. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Pause here. Little bend in your knees. And as you bend your knees, really think of sticking your butt straight back behind you. Crown of your head straight forward. Now, fire up through your legs, fire up through your core. Reach your arms out to the right and left, palms face down. So everything stays really long. Back muscles hug around your spine. If you can, now straighten your legs all the way, not by hyperextending through your joints, but by engaging through the fronts of your thighs, pressing the tops of your thighs back, broaden through your sit bones. Take one more huge inhale. Think of breathing length in all directions. Exhale, let it go. Wide-legged fold. About 5 rounds. Take it wherever you'd like. So feel free to explore with movement. Feel free to explore with stillness. with breath. Just stay right here. I know it's so much harder when you're at your own house. There's stuff going on around you. See if you can just be with your breath, with your body. So no matter what is going on around us, we can always find that sense of stillness from within. So sometimes I think it's an even more challenging yoga practice of yoga, of mindfulness, to be at your own house and to have more distractions. It's easier to get up off your mat and go make some coffee or eat some food or whatever it may be. But can you stay? Can you breathe? Can you be in sensation and just sit with that? Can you be fully present to what is and not try to distract, not try to get away from it? Let's take one last round. You guys are awesome. Inhale, back to a halfway lift. This time fingertips just stay on the ground. Crawl your hands forward and rotate your toes forward. So you're coming back into your low lunge. And then from here, warrior 3 variation with hands down. So walk your hands forward, float your back leg up. All right, so hands on the ground. I'm on my fingertips. You can be on blocks or water bottles, books, whatever. It's up to you. Right hand stays down, left hand to your left hip crease. So I like to take my thumb into the crease in my hip and literally take the skin inside of my hip, roll it out and push it back. So as I do that, my upper body automatically starts to twist to the left. So work that twist, 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 and eventually left arm to the sky. Reach up like you're trying to touch the ceiling with your left fingertips. Try not to forget about your back leg. Back leg stays strong and powerful. Twist, ring out. Use that strength in your belly. Awesome, you guys. If you want to get crazy, see if you can gaze up at your left hand. Take one more round. Lift your back leg a little higher. End of your exhale. Back leg stays lifted. Unwind your upper body. So now left hand down, right hand to right hip. Slowly peel your hips open so right hip stacks on top of left. And then eventually right arm to the sky, balancing half moon. Back leg is strong. Think of karate kicking the air with your right foot. Stay here or move into your bind. Bend your right knee, grab hold of your foot, and kick foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. Wherever you've chosen to go with this, be there, breathe there. Take about 2 more rounds. If you fall in and out, that's just part of the practice. Be compassionate, be kind to yourself. If you're holding on to your right foot, slowly release, re-extend. Everybody, one more great big inhale. See if you can lift your right leg higher. Exhale, tuck and curl. So both feet at the top of your mat. Big toes touch your little tiny potato bug ball. Take a moment here. Curl into yourself. Reconnect with yourself. You can wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins if you'd like. Breathe into your back body. With your exhales, connect to your center. Couple more rounds. Next time you breathe in, halfway lift. Set your heels down, bring your spine parallel to the ground. And this time, just exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat, move through your vinyasa. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. You can take your time. Alrighty, if you're not in your down dog, find your way there. And then next time you inhale, right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip, so bend your knee, reach your right knee out to the right, then up. So peel your right hip open. Perfect place to stay. This is an awesome stretch. Stay here if you want, or option to flip your dog. Right foot comes down behind you. Lift your right arm and reach forward. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Breathe down into your belly. If you're in the back bend, give me one more full round of breath. And then end of your exhale, everybody meet in a three-legged dog, right leg extended high. So big, huge inhale to lengthen. And exhale, pigeon pose, right shin forward. So set your body down gently. Right knee is wider than your right hip, so towards the outer right edge of your mat. Pull right hip back, left hip forward. So think of plugging the femur bones into the sockets. And then once you've got that, you can start your bow forward, humble pigeon. And then even as you bow forward, imagine you're trying to pull your right hip back and even back and up. So rather than pushing your hips towards the ground, right hip pulls back and up. And then if you want to go deeper, scoot your back knee back a little further. So rather than getting into this pose and just plopping down, feeling absolutely no engagement, see if you can keep that engagement, keep the strength and the structure of the pose, but then just relax around it, soften around it. So we want to stabilize as we stretch. We always want to balance effort and ease, softness and strength, mobility with stability. Take about 5 to 7 more rounds here. Exhale out your mouth anytime you'd like. Notice, where are you resisting? Where are you tensing up inside your physical body that you didn't even notice? So maybe you're clenching your jaw, maybe you're tightening up through your shoulders or your hands or your fingers. See if you can just breathe, just soften with each breath. About 3 more rounds. Last big breath, perhaps that exhale is a big sigh, a release of tension, energy, stuck energy. And then slowly, let's meet back in down dog. So you can get there however you want. Personally, I'm going to lift my upper body, plant my hands, tuck my back toes, take it up to a 3-legged dog in my right leg, a gentle shakeout. And then set my right foot down and walk it out in down dog. So any way you want to transition is fine with me. And then if you want to take a quick vinyasa and just kind of reset, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just stay in your down dog, walk it out, or any other movement that calls to you. All right, friends, from your dog pose, next inhale, left leg high. Try not to collapse through your right side. Peel your left hip open. So perfect place to stay. This is an awesome stretch. Stay here or option to flip. So left foot comes down behind you, left arm reaches forward. Nice, you guys. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Breathe down into your belly if you're in the back bend. 1 more round. End of that exhale. Let's meet back, three-legged down dog. Extend your left leg as high as you can. Inhale. And then everybody exhale, pigeon. Left shin to the top of your mat. Left knee towards the outer left edge of your mat. Plug the femur bones into the sockets. Hug towards midline. Get that little bit of lift. And then start bowing forward when you're ready. Slow, deep breaths. Even as you bow and as you soften, energetically keep pulling your left hip back and up. So keep working your left femur bone into the socket. So rather than just sinking into our joints, which really will do absolutely nothing for our flexibility, we want to stretch our muscles. So stay out of your joints. Move into your muscles and allow them to soften with each breath. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds. And just notice whatever there is to notice. Feel whatever there is to feel. Just allow whatever comes to come, whatever goes to go. You just get to observe, you get to watch. Send your breath to any spaces that feel extra tight, or if there's places that feel like energy isn't moving through, just visualize your breath moving through those spaces. Last about 2 or 3 rounds. Feel free to exhale out your mouth anytime. And I'm just going to stay for a couple more breaths. I feel like we were on the other side a little bit longer, so I'm going to stay for a couple more breaths. I'm going to leave it up to you though. So when you feel pretty much even on both sides, take it back to your last downward facing dog, and you can transition however you want to. So do what you did on the other side or do something totally different. It's your choice. And if you want to move through one last vinyasa, that is also your choice. You're welcome to. So once you're back in your final down dog, just take a moment, walk it out, stretch into all the space, all the length you've created. Breathe into all that space. Let's take one more round. And then end of your exhalation, just gently bring your knees to the ground. Sit your hips over to either side. And we're going to come into a wide-legged straddle position before we go down onto our backs. So I'm going to take my feet out towards the long edge of my mat. You can go whatever direction you want. Doesn't matter to me. So when I first started doing this posture like 10 years ago, this was my straddle, and I looked like I was going to fall over and roll backwards. So if this is what you look like, you're perfectly fine. That's where I was, I promise. So take your legs out as wide as you can, and think of taking your inner thighs, and you can even do this with your hands, spiral them down, and think of moving your butt out and back. So you're flat on your sit bones. Feet are flexed, toes are flexed. You're pressing down through your heels. If it is hard to sit up tall, this is where you stay, just sitting up tall, and imagine you're trying to press the backs of your thighs down towards the ground as you sit up tall. Otherwise, take your arms up, big inhale, lead with your heart, hinge at your hips, exhale, dive forward. So reach, 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 then let it go. Hands to the ground in front of you. Reach your arms forward, reach your butt back. Keep your toes facing straight up. So this is my invitation for you. Feel free to ignore it if it doesn't serve you. So it took me a long time to get here, so don't feel like you have to do this. You can stay where you're at, just relax and breathe, or here's your option. This is a really good way to work the mobility in your groin, in this posture basically. So you're gonna press your hands down and you're gonna come all the way forward, touch your hips to the ground, and then press your hands down, come all the way back. And I'm gonna do this a few times. And I'm gonna try to keep my hips as low to the ground as possible. And sometimes I show this to people and they're like, I can't even do one, and that's totally fine. Again, it took me a long time to get here. So if you're with me, keep going, keep your toes flexed. Try to keep your hips as close to the ground as possible, just like you're rolling through. And then if you're holding in that forward fold position, just be there and breathe. We'll take about 3 more breaths, about 3 more rounds. Good job, you guys. Last big breath or last rock forward and back. And then everybody wide-legged forward fold. Reach as far forward as you can. Take one last big, huge breath. End of your exhale, slowly roll it up 1 vertebra at a time. Head comes up very last. Good job. All right, take your legs to face towards the top edge of your mats. You might want to give them a little shake out. And then all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, in towards your belly, and just gently rock from side to side. Breathe down into your low back. Massage your low back against the ground. Keep your right knee drawn in and extend your left leg forward, set it down. Reach your right arm out to the right, scoot your hips over to the right, roll over onto your left side body, supine spinal twist. Gaze up or gaze over your right shoulder. You can bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh if you want, and apply a little bit of gentle pressure, leverage. So my favorite way to practice this pose, left hand to the outside of my right thigh. With my left hand, I'm pushing down. So like I'm trying to get my right knee to the ground. But then with my right leg, I'm pressing up into my left hand. So there's that resistance, there's that stability. So I'm creating stability as I create mobility, and I'm also creating more sensitivity in the muscle, so I'm getting a deeper stretch. So your choice, you can be a little more passive with this stretch or a little more active, just depends what you want to get out of it, where you want to go with it. And just breathe down into your belly. Awesome job, my friends. Last couple breaths on this side. And then listen, end of your next exhale, roll back onto your spine, keep your left leg extended, adjust your hips so they're straight down from your shoulders so you're in alignment. And then extend your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Lift your upper body and reach up as high as you can on your right leg so you can let your back round. Think of drawing your forehead towards your shin, nose towards your knee. Hover your left leg about 6 to 12 inches above the ground and draw your low belly down. See if you can hug your outer calf or your outer shin with your forearms. So squeeze your shin with your forearms. I guess I should say just the sides of your calf or the sides of your shin. Squeeze, 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 lift, 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 draw low belly down. And end of your next exhale, release. Hug your right knee in and up towards your right armpit. So hands around the front of your shin, squeeze in and up. And then half happy baby with your right leg, sole of your right foot to the sky. Try to neutralize your spine. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. Take just one more deep breath here. Release your right leg. Take it out next to your left leg. Full body stretch. So arms long, legs long. Pull yourself apart. Big, huge inhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale. Draw your left knee towards your belly. Supine spinal twist. So scoot your hips to the left, reach your left arm out to the left, roll onto your right side. Gaze straight up or gaze over your left shoulder, whatever feels better on your neck. Right hand can come to the outside of your left thigh if you want. You can make it more active, like I described before, or a little more passive, just kind of melt with your exhales with each breath. So obviously, you guys know we are winding down, but see if you can keep your breath powerful and strong just a little bit longer. Stay right here, stay present. Last couple rounds. Good job. And then take it back to center. So end of your next exhale, roll back onto your spine. Adjust your hips so they're straight down from your shoulders. Right leg extends forward, left leg extends up. Lift your upper body, grab as high as you can on your left leg. Draw your belly button down. Hover your right leg about 6 to 12 inches above the ground. Maybe kind of squeeze your forearms around the outsides of your calf. Think forehead towards your shin, knee towards your nose, belly button down, down, down. Take 2 more rounds. See if you can lift a little higher. Try not to strain through your face or your neck. End of your exhale, release, bend your left knee. Squeeze your left knee in and up towards your left armpit. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then half happy baby with your left leg. And then I'll leave it up to you. You can take this into a full happy baby if you'd like. You can go anywhere else you want to go for about 5 to 10 more breaths. So any other poses, stretches, any other movements that call to you. You guys, as you move towards your Shavasana, I have a reading for you. And this is by Young Pueblo from his book called Inward. He says, a body is a field of moving energy and a system of information. As life continues its fluctuations, we tend to gather attachments, burdens, and sorrows. We hold them so tightly that they become embedded in the body, causing blockages and disruptions in the flow of our system, which can limit access to the best possible version of ourselves. This sometimes manifests as ailments or disease, as well as lack of belief in our own power and lack of understanding of the universe. When we use purifying healing techniques like yoga, like meditation, the body begins releasing these knots of attachment, allowing our field of energy to return to balance and move more freely and powerfully. This causes changes in our body, not just physical changes, such as the healing of disease or ailments, but immaterial and internal changes as well, such as believing in oneself more, the growth of love, and the aspiration to grow into wisdom. Really, there is no separation between the mind and the body. They move together as one under the leadership of our mental contents. So just a reminder that our bodies, I say this all the time, our bodies keep the score. Yes, we use our thinking, talking minds all day long. That's how we function in this world. But our bodies are there and they are taking everything in. They are holding it, they are releasing it, they are letting energy flow. So when we practice yoga, when we practice meditation, when we practice breath work, and there's so many different ways in which we can practice just healing techniques, we're tuning into our bodies, we're acknowledging what we feel, we're acknowledging what's going on, what's being held, what is stuck. And we're allowing with our breath, with awareness, we're just allowing that to have space inside of us, to move inside of us, and eventually, at some point, release from us. So good job for doing your work today, this morning. And I got a sound bowl for Christmas, so I'm going to play my sound bowl for you guys in Shavasana. So if you're using music, you may want to put it on pause, and if you don't want to listen to my sound bowl, I don't know honestly how it will sound online, so if you don't want to listen, I'm not offended, I promise. So it's an F, it's the heart chakra. So sometimes when we listen to a sound bowl, we hear that just like repetitive vibration, and sometimes it's a little irritating, it's not pleasant. Try not to think of that as a bad thing, but think of that as just going deeper into the heart, into the energy of the heart, and letting it be kind of moved, letting the frequency flow within you. And just, again, I don't know how it will be online, but just observe. Let whatever comes, come. Let whatever goes, go. So at this point, breath is just effortless. Your body is just relaxed. And just listen. Shavasana. deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Slowly start to bring movement back to your physical body. And as you bring in this movement, just feel as if everything from your practice today is integrating into your system. Eventually roll to either side, fetal position. Take a couple breaths, just resting on your side body, curling into yourself. Take a moment to just acknowledge yourself for taking time to practice this morning, which I know is not always easy when we have to self-motivate and do this at our own home. Take a moment to honor your practice, what it does for you, to honor your body, how it shows up for you, to honor your breath. And then using the strength in your arms, guide yourself up into a seat. So ending right back where we began. Sit up nice and tall with awareness. Exhale in your breath. Inhale one final time. Take your arms out, around, and up, and just gather in all the efforts, all the energy from our practice. Gather in all parts of yourself, and hands to heart. Connect it all in at your heart. Bring it all into your heart. Thank you guys so much for being here, for letting me guide you. It means more to me than you will ever know. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.